Zeppelin's impact has been undeniable, including a plethora of albums shattering the glass ceiling of how we think of rock and roll. Let's talk about their indelible mark using 2 albums, which show their versatility as a band in today's video from Evermore Sound. Zeppelin continues to reign supreme for how they innovated the rock consciousness as we know it. From the very first day, Led Zeppelin was different, and as we previously mentioned on Evermore Sound, their manager Peter Grant made sure of it. Grant was responsible for making their artistry different from their contemporaries. If you wanted to see Led Zeppelin, you really had to witness their musicality in person. As their influence grew, so did their discography. Early in his career with the New Yardbirds, Jimmy Page's determination was unmatched. He had a profound sense of the music world, unlike some others. Because of this, he was more motivated than ever to create what he believed would be one of the greatest rock bands of all time. And they were. And in doing so, John Bonham's drumming pattern was highlighted more than ever on infamous albums like Physical Graffiti and their farewell album In Through the Outdoor. This is the story of the band's commitment to unbridled musicianship, which led to their permanent stamp on the rock imagination. Bonham's drumming style was thunderous, revolutionizing different elements heard in the modern technique of drumming. Many of the most memorable riffs of the band's discography were created by Jimmy Page. However, John Paul Jones wrote for infamous tracks like Black Dog. Earlier this year, in an interview with Guitar Player magazine, Jimmy Page said, quote, "Once I heard rock and roll, I was infected by it, really. And there wasn't going to be a cure. I didn't want to be cured." When Page received his first proper guitar, a Hofner, from his parents, he recounted, quote, "My parents said, we'd like to get you a better guitar. And the Hofner was the particular one they agreed to get. From this, a remarkable talent emerged like never before. Page's love for the guitar was solidified. With time, his immeasurable talent paved the way for his band to flourish. More than anything, Physical Graffiti is a towering achievement for how it meshes genres like funk, hard rock, and progressive flair. Their third time in Healy Grange would prove fortuitous. During the spring of 1974, the band used a less costly studio, belonging to Ronnie Lane of the Faces, unlike the more expensive studios of the past. And with the knowledge of other rock albums such as The Who's Quadrophenia, it was more important to create a sound that was uniquely their own. This isn't to say their other work was unremarkable, rather Physical Graffiti showcased Zeppelin at the pinnacle of their success. With 15 tracks down and each taking between 1 and 2 takes, Physical Graffiti was the band's best work yet. Benji Lefebvre recalled the hard work on Physical Graffiti as quote-unquote moments of musical genius, and it was. Tracks like Custard Pie and In the Light prove this more than anything. As I was before you too. Bonham's drumming was evidently more apparent on this album, driving a lot of the rhythm you hear on a track like Kashmir. But most of the production on behalf of Page was a glimmer into the greatness of Zepp, and how their musical inspirations shaped their artistry. For instance, Trampled Underfoot is an ode to Stevie Wonder's Superstition. Physical Graffiti was released on February 24, 1975. The cover depicted a New York City brownstone. The windows displayed the band, Elizabeth Taylor, and even Lee Harvey Oswald, if you can believe that. It became the fastest selling record in rock history, as later came Bitter Farewells. Through the Outdoor featured tracks signifying what the band had lost, at least in part from Bonham's talent. Fool in the Rain and In the Evening are some of my personal favorites. As you here on Fool in the Rain, the samba beat of Latin culture shows the versatility of Led Zeppelin, and ultimately how much virtuosity Bonham brought to his drumming style. Although the last album was not received as warmly by critics, it has come to be known for its ferocious quality, committing to the borrowing from other cultures and creating rhythmic sounds that amplify why their music has stood the test of time in our hearts and minds. They pushed the boundaries of hard rock, and when critics counted them out, they came back stronger than ever. Today, their contributions are remembered fondly, alongside other legends in the pantheon of rock and roll. Thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.